We are in Jackson Square in New Orleans, outside of the oldest cathedral in the city, and we got a tour going on here of some sort. Look at this. We're just going to go talk to this guy on a bench. Let's go check it out. So, you said you're from Ohio. What brings you to New Orleans?
Just a few days of rest, relaxation.
Have you been? You come here often, or?
Pretty much throughout the year, every once in a while, every chance I get, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Why New Orleans? When did that start?
I did a PhD, and I did research at Tulane and over at Olmsted Center. Mm-hmm. And so I came down to do research and just fell in love with the place and just come back.
How long ago was that?
Within the last 7, 8, 10 years.
What made you fall in love with it?
Well, I like antiquity. I like old things. I like classical cultures. I like French culture, and there's a French ambiance to New Orleans, almost like Baltimore, old Baltimore. And so I like it's just relaxful, peaceful, laid back. You know, the Big Easy. You don't do anything, just sit. And then I'm from Ohio. It's so cold in the winters, and just to come here is quite refreshing.
So what do you do when you're here? Just hang out, or do you?
I basically hang out. I go to the French market. I like that. I love the restaurants, so I do the restaurants. A little historical sighting every once in a while, and just kind of take it easy. I like the shopping. Yeah.
Do you come alone, or?
Sometime alone. Sometime I come with others. But it's a good place to just come alone. Just a sabbatical, you know, from everything.
So what did you study here?
I studied actually sociology. It was American culture, but it was a sociology degree. And so I was doing some research on a Louisiana figure, obscure figure. And so I studied here at Tulane and did the research at the Olmsted Center.
And what do you do now?
I do a number of things. I pastor a church. I teach at a university. I'm a counselor, writer.
So what do you like about sociology? What got you into that field?
I like people. I like culture. I like helping people. I like solutions to issues, community issues, national issues, global issues.
Is there a solution that you sort of helped create that you could tell us about? A specific story?
Well, I did some commentary writing for a couple of newspapers, and so I always thought that was very helpful. It was really helpful to me. It was me giving back, me having a platform from which to talk about issues.
And what was the issue? What kind of issues?
Numbers of issues, everything. Governmental issues, Army issues, Iraq war, poverty, welfare, race issues, you name it, I wrote about it.
And what was the reaction like? Was it controversial?
Very controversial.
What was that like?
It was on different levels. I'm from a small town, and so I think that the town possibly could not handle my liberal views, and that made them very controversial. You know? And then it's really conservative town, very, very conservative, and I tend to be a little more free-thinking, a little more broad in my thinking, and I don't think they can handle. So it was confrontational at times, controversial most of the time. Yeah.
As far as making friends in that town or having acquaintances, do you find that your views come into play or make it a problem?
Oh, no. I think actually what happened was that I probably was one of the most respected guys in town, even though my views were always controversial. Mm-hmm. So no, that never was an issue. Plus, I've been there my whole life, so that's not an issue either. It's just that I'm pretty quiet and laid back, and so when I begin to write, I think people were like a little shocked that I thought the way that I thought. So.
When did you start writing? As a child, or?
No, probably. You write all the way through school, you know. So, but seriously, commentary kind of writing just in the last few years, and then I did a couple books. One is a religious history book of a religious figure. Another is a compilation of a whole bunch of different commentaries that I have written, sociology, political science kind of stuff.
So what do you do in your spare time when you're at home?
I read, I write, I love travel. and then just the regular stuff, long walks in the park, that kind of thing. Yeah.
What park? Tell me about the park.
It's called Sheldon's March. It's in Sandusky, Ohio. One of the most beautiful parks in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, secluded, right, it's a lot of nature, ducks, turtles, raccoons, deer, the whole thing. It's a really beautiful place.
How often do you go there?
Every day, every morning, I try to every morning.
What is it?
Place for meditation, just to think, free your head. So, spiritual experience, it really is.
Were there other places around that you have where you find experiences like that, like the park?
Well, anything that's culture really kind of like lifts me. I like museums. I love plays. I love music, especially classical brand, operas, symphonies, that kind of thing. So.
Do you remember when you first sort of got into this culture obsession you have? Do you remember, was there a performance or something that sticks on your mind?
I just, I started out in school as a history teacher, so I've always been interested in just culture, American culture, and so it's not like I got into it. It's just me. It's who I am. Always have been, I think. So.
What did your parents do?
My father worked in a coal mine and then in a steel mill, and my mother's always been a domestic.
And how do they feel about your career and
My father's not living. My father, he died actually. Well, I think I was teaching school, so he was living when I got out of college. But my mother, she's probably pretty well pleased. She don't say a whole lot, but she's pretty pleased.
Yeah. What do you think they saw for you when you were younger in your future?
Well, definitely, I come from a real religious background, very strict, fundamental kind of background, and so my mother definitely saw education. She saw that as the future, as the key to the future. My father, a man of few words, so,
really?
But my mother definitely saw that as a key.
And how did she make sure that was a part of your life?
Well, I just think the way that I was reared, the very strict home, compassionate home, but a lot of communication with the children, making sure that school was the most important thing, checking up on the grades, contact with the teachers, the whole thing.
Did you, as a child, did you sort of not enjoy the strictness of the atmosphere, or did you respect it then? Or
I respected it. It was, it's all I knew. I respected it very much so. And then, of course, as I got older, I really respected it. Definitely, it had not been for the way that I was raised, I probably wouldn't have accomplished, some of the things I've accomplished.
And so if you could be anywhere right now, it could be here, even if you're happy here, what would be the most pleasing place and activity for you to be doing right now?
Probably something similar to this, just relaxing. If I couldn't be here, I would probably like to be in Accra, West Africa, Ghana, or Rome, my favorite cities. Just doing what I'm doing now.
And what do you exactly call this that you're doing?
A sabbatical.
Okay.
I call it a sabbatical from everything.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about on a sabbatical? What kind of thoughts?
I try not to think about anything. I don't turn the television on. I try not to. I had to this time because of Michael Jackson's trial, so I had to listen to that. But usually I try not to think about too much of anything. I try not to read or anything. I sleep a lot, and then I get up and just kind of walk around and come back and relax. So.
Great. That sounds fabulous. Well, thank you very much, sir.